Watch. Tucker Carlson stunned in Moscow by affordable supermarket, Immaculate subway station. Now, when you watch this, it really should upset you because it goes to show that the West, first of all, been lying to us about Russia and stuff like that, and the conditions and stuff out there, and two, they have all these sanctions and stuff on Russia, but he went over there and purchased groceries for a week, and it's way cheaper than what you would purchase it here in the United States with inflation, living in Bidenomics, with Biden's economy, and it really should upset you because you can see that it's bullcrap that we're living the way we're living right now. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that. But before we get started, go to hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my merch store. Also check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for news as well. All right, let's talk about this news. Now this comes from Infowars.com. Adain Salazer. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but great article here where he put this together. But he reports that during his recent stint in Moscow, interviewing Russian President Vladimir Putin, reporter Tucker Carlson took the opportunity to contrast Russian life and life in America with the trip to an abundantly stocked grocery store and a clean and orderly 70-year-old subway system. Visiting a modern supermarket, Carlson dispelled images circulating in the West amid the Cold War long ago that depicted the country as a land of scarcity and hunger. Quote, so a long-standing feature, maybe the longest-standing feature of the Cold War propaganda in the West was the Soviet grocery store, Tucker says in a recent TC short on the Tucker Carlson network, adding no products, no choices, shoddily made things, and it wasn't actually propaganda; it was real. So we're gonna play this. We're gonna play this clip here, and then we'll talk about it, and then we'll show the other clip where he goes through the subway. Let's check this out.
So a long-standing feature, maybe the longest-standing feature of Cold War propaganda in the West, was the Soviet grocery store. No products, no choices, shoddily made things. And it wasn't actually propaganda, it was real. And you can look up the pictures on the internet if you want. So we thought it would be interesting to take a look at a contemporary, modern-day, 2024 Russian grocery store 2 years into sanctions. Here we go. All right, here we go. So I guess you put in 10 rubles here, and you get it back when you put the cart back. So it's free, but there's an incentive to return it and not just bring it to your homeless encampment. Okay, this is the grocery cart escalator. This is designed, I'm figuring this out now, where the wheels don't move, they lock on the grocery cart escalator. Look, Ma, no hands. Retail placement here is a little bit different. So it's like walking through Macy's to get to Whole Foods. Okay, we've gotten through the perfume section to get to the grocery store. So we're gonna try and buy what a family of four would buy every week, and we're gonna see what the selection is, and we're gonna see what it costs. Now, Russia is famous for its bread, which is one thing I can assess pretty well. The low-carb lifestyle has not swept Russia. Thank heaven, because look at that. It's fresh, too. Look at that. Oh, come on. Unicorn and mini mills. All right. Some kind of Russian wheat cookies. Ooh, we need coffee, don't we? Yeah. I don't know if this is sugar or flour, to be honest with you, but it looks like a staple, so we should get it. It's a very good-looking package. It's got to be flour, right? And this is Russian wine. It's from Crimea, which not only has the warm water naval base, but also is the source of most of the grapes in this part of Russia for wine. So it's apparently pretty good. Cheese puffs. You check out of a grocery store and you've got gum, razor blades, and candy. Actually, they hide the razor blades because we steal them. But these are all seem to be Western products: Mars, Twix, Snickers, Milky Way, Bounty, Gillette, Hall's cough drops, Mentos. It's pretty non-sanctioned to me, but what do I know? I went from amused to legitimately angry. So we were guessing what this would cost. Everybody hears from the United States, buys groceries, and we didn't pay any attention to costs as we were just putting in the cart what we would actually eat over a week. And we all came in around $400, about $400. It was $104 US here. And that's when you start to realize that ideology maybe doesn't matter as much as you thought, corruption. If you take people's standard of living and you tank it through filth and crime and inflation, and they literally can't buy the groceries they want, at that point, maybe it matters less what you say or whether you're a good person or a bad person. You're wrecking people's lives in their country, and that's what our leaders have done to us. And coming to a Russian grocery store, the heart of evil, and seeing what things cost and how people live, it will radicalize you against our leaders. That's how I feel anyway, radicalized. We're not making any of this up, by the way, at all.
Crazy, right? Crazy, crazy, crazy. That in Russia, we got all that food. They got all that food. It was like $103. It would be $103 in US money. And we out here struggling. And mind you, we put sanctions and stuff on all of them. So that's actually higher than what they would normally pay. And it's crazy that our politicians is doing this to us. Their policies is doing this to us. The crime-ridden cities is doing this to us. And like Tucker said, if that don't radicalize you, I mean, just seeing that alone. He said, quote, "So we thought it would be interesting to take a look at a contemporary modern day 2024 Russian grocery store, 2 years into sanctions. Here we go." So we just talk about that, talk about the cart and stuff here. But Tucker also visited the Kievkana, however you pronounce it, metro subway station in Moscow, built under Joseph Stalin in the 1950s, where he was taken aback by its lack of filth and degradation. He said, quote, "The question is how is it doing now after 70 years?" So we went into it to take a look at what we found. It shocked us. Tucker noted, adding that this was no endorsement of Stalin or Putin. Of course not, but I mean, you see what you see. You go there and you see how things are there. And then you go look at our crime-ridden cities, our dirty cities, our disgusting roach and rat infested cities, and then see how they're living. And you're like, man, our politicians really have let us down. So let's check out this video now.
One of the ways you understand a society is through its infrastructure, the places where people gather, the places where they go to travel. If you've got a lot of people in one place, it tells you a lot about the people. So with that in mind, we're standing in front of the Kievskaya metro station, and there's a train station next to it. Now, the metro station was built by Joseph Stalin 70 years ago. And the question is, how's it doing now, after 70 years? So we went into it to take a look, and what we found shocked us. Now, that's not an endorsement of Stalin, who was bad, obviously, nor is it an endorsement of the current president, Vladimir Putin. You may not like him either. But it doesn't change the reality of what we saw, or more precisely, didn't see. There's no graffiti, there's no filth, there are no foul smells, there are no bums or drug addicts or rapists or people waiting to push you onto the train tracks and kill you. No. It's perfectly clean and orderly. And how do you explain that? We're not even going to guess. That's not our job. We're only going to ask the question. And if your response is to shout at us slogans dumber than the slogans we used to call Soviet and mock, that's not really an answer. How does Russia, a country we're told is a gas station with nuclear weapons, have a subway station that normal people use to get to work and home every single day that's nicer than anything in our country? We're not going to speculate. We're just going to raise the question and wait for someone in charge to give us an answer. What is the answer? So we'll stop the lecture and let you take a look for yourself at what the Kievskaya metro station in Moscow, Russia looks like today, February 2024, in the middle of a war. Here it is.
Look at that. Look at that. That does not look like a subway. Definitely does not look like our subways here in the U.S. You don't see no homeless people in there. You don't see any homeless there or anything. People just walking, going about their day. What's going on here? Oh, I think that's it. I think that's it for that clip. Oh no, it's a couple minutes left. I don't know what's going on here with my but yeah, I wanted you guys just to take a look at that and check that out. It is, look how beautiful that looks, and then compare it to our subways. It's ridiculous. And they go on to say the eye-opening images shedding light on daily life in Russia prompt questions as to whether the United States really still is the greatest country in the world, or whether the globalists hell-bent on bringing it to its knees have succeeded. Great question. But let me know what you think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And let me know, does this make you mad? Does this piss you off that our leaders have destroyed our country, and and we're our stuff is look worse than it looks in Russia? Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.